For today's headlines, President Duterte gets first jab of Sinopharm vaccine. Philippines logs 7,255 new COVID infections. Sputnik V finally arrives in the country. DFA tells China to get out from Philippine territory. PBA plots training protocols. Isolated rains, cloudy skies seen. Good morning, I am Sandy Locos and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Today is Tuesday, May 4, and now the news. President Rodrigo Duterte received his first dose of anti-coronavirus vaccine on Monday night in Malacanang, 2 months after the government launched its immunization program. The 76-year-old chief executive, who belongs to the elderly population or the A2 priority group, got the jab developed by China's Sinopharm following his doctor's approval. Department of Health Secretary Francisco Duque III administered the vaccine to the president. Palace Mouthpiece Secretary Harry Roque said the vaccine dose received by the Philippine leader was covered by the compassionate use permit previously granted by the Food and Drug Administration to select members of the Presidential Security Group. The Philippines on Monday recorded an additional 7,255 new confirmed cases, the 15th straight day that coronavirus infections are below the 10,000 mark. Based on the Department of Health data from April 19 to May 3, COVID-19 cases are averaging from 9,700 and below, with the highest confirmed case recorded on April 24 with 9,661. Of these figures, 94.7% of cases are mild, 1.8% are asymptomatic, 1.4% are severe, and 1.1% are in critical condition. The total number of recoveries pushed to 975,234 after 9,214 more patients recovered from the dreaded virus. Meanwhile, the death toll increased to 17,525 after 94 more fatalities were recorded. Sputnik V, the COVID-19 vaccine developed and manufactured by Russia, is the third vaccine brand that arrived in the Philippines next to Sinovac and AstraZeneca. The country over the weekend received the initial 15,600 doses of the anti-coronavirus jab, raising the government's total stockpile to 4.04 million doses. The first batch of the Russian-made vaccines was the first tranche of the 500,000 procured doses scheduled for delivery for the week. The remaining 485,000 additional doses are expected to arrive in the coming days. Due to limited storage facilities in the country, the jab could only be distributed in select areas including Metro Manila, Cebu, and Davao. No serious adverse events related to Sputnik V were recorded so far in clinical trials conducted abroad. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Viber is the free and secure way to connect with friends and family, anywhere. Send messages and make phone and video calls for free. Download Viber now.
Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. demanded anew for China to pull out its vessels still lingering in the Philippine territory. Locsin's remarks came following the filing of 2 new diplomatic protests as an objection to China's continued presence in the contested waters, along with the perceived intimidating actions of its coast guards against members of the Philippine Coast Guard who were conducting legitimate maritime patrols and training exercises in Bajo de Masinloc last April 24 and 25. The DFA said the PCG experienced attacks from the foreign entity including shadowing, blocking, dangerous maneuver, and radio challenges. Located 24 nautical miles west of Zambales, Bajo de Masinloc is an integral part of the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. The National Task Force for the West Philippine Sea last week reported that 5 Chinese Coast Guard ships remain in the country's EEZ despite the series of diplomatic protests filed for its withdrawal. 3 were sighted at Bajo de Masinloc, 1 in the municipalities of Kalayaan in Palawan, and another one off the Ayungin Shoal. In sports news, the Philippine Basketball Association disclosed that it is now laying down plans on how to resume the training and scrimmages of all its teams in the coming days. PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall said the league is now in the process of putting together health and safety protocols to ensure the safety of all players, coaches, and team personnel from the coronavirus. Marshall made the pronouncement after his meeting with Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea and Senator Bongo a few days ago to seek advice regarding the PBA's season opening. He likewise noted that they are looking at Batangas City Coliseum and Batangas State University as the possible venues for the teams in the planned closed-circuit setup. Aside from Batangas, Marshall also mentioned the possibility of holding trainings in Antipolo City and Ilocos Norte, pending the new quarantine measures that the government will announce on May 15. Metro Manila and the rest of the country will experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers caused by the easterlies, which could possibly result in possible flash floods come the afternoon or early evening. The heat index will play between 24.6 to 34.4 degrees Celsius with the humidity pegged at 48 to 80%. That wraps up the stories this morning. Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition on Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store or Google Play to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Kachibu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarsito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just visit the sticker store and search for Kachibu Community. And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store and Araneta Center. Again, this is Sandy Locos and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning and have a nice day.
Manong Joe po!
At Ate Maita,
Matapos ang magkasunod na buwang pagbaba, bagyang tumaas ang overall electricity rates ng halos 9 centavos per kilowatt hour ngayong buwan. At paalala lang po, maging energy efficient po tayo.
Lalo pag mainit. Dahil mas hirap ang appliances at mas makonsumo. Buti may bright ideas tayo na based sa Meralco Power Lab tests. Engineer Alfred?
Alam nyo ba, ang lumang aircon, mas mataas ang konsumo. Up to 682 pesos ang dagdag kada buwan kumpara sa bago. Mas energy efficient kasi ang technology ng bagong aircons. At kung inverter, pwedeng lampas 1,000 pesos ang savings per month. Piliin din yung may horsepower na sakto sa laki ng kwarto. Kung hindi, halos 1,000 ang extra gastos buwan-buwan.
Sundan ang tips na to. And visit our website para you have the power this summer.